And gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the American Nightmare Podcast. This is episode 73, recorded Thursday, April 24th, 2024.
It's showtime. Oh, there you
Oh, what a fucking start that was. All right.
Yes.
Yes.
Hello, everyone.
Yes.
Hi.
Yes. Is this for real? Who the fuck are you?
Okay. Wow. What a fucking episode 73. The time is just marching on. All right. If you used to listen to us on Chrome,
Google Podcasts.
we are now actually working on YouTube podcasts. So please find us there. We also have YouTube videos associated with each episode. Check them out. Subscribe, click, like, all that other fun stuff. All right. Let's get started with some horror news because there's a bunch to talk about. M. Night Shyamalama Ding Dong's new film Trap has a trailer. Just came out.
Looks good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Josh Hartnett is a killer in the latest M. Night Shyamalan trailer. Last year, actually, there was an article here posted. I forget where I read this. This might have been on Joe Blow or Arrow to the Head. A previous interview said that he has started writing a new film that's going to be out in 2024. Very, very exciting. It's a thriller. It's very unusual, very new compared to what he's been doing in the past and recently. And he's feeling very excited about the story. So much so that he can't wait to tell everyone about it when it comes out. He's feeling a lot of electricity about it. He says that this is going to be a great film, and he's very excited to make it.
Yeah, I thought the trailer looked
good. Very interesting concept.
Different.
for sure.
Yep.
Yep.
A serial killer at a pop concert.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they have it surrounded.
And he
trying to
knows-
get him.
And he knows they're onto him,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
MaXXXine gets an R rating officially, according to the ratings service and according to JoeBlow.com. MaXXXine earns an R rating for strong violence, gore, and more.
No
Nice.
sex.
Well,
Maybe that's the and more.
yeah, the N more is probably
Oh.
sex, but yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to say
Breastises and
there's going
booties.
to be
and-
breastises and booties because in that film, we've already know that she was a porn star. She becomes a porn
80s
star,
porn.
or 80s porn star / burlesque star, and proceeds to
Yeah.
kill. All right.
Yeah, it looks like the Hillside Strangler is in it as well.
Yeah, because if you're in California and you're in the 80s, you got some of that going on, huh?
Yep.
Yeah. So that should be interesting.
Edgar Wright is working on adaptation of The Running Man, and according to JoeBlow.com, Glenn Powell will star as Edgar Wright's adaptation of Stephen King / it's not really Stephen King's. Richard Bachman is the pen name that he wrote this under.
Yeah, I totally forgot that Running Man was a Stephen
I like
King.
that dude. That's a good casting choice.
Yeah, the one thing though is the original film that was made with Arnold Schwarzenegger veers from the book a little bit. So I'm hoping this one is a little more in line with the novel or the short story, I should say.
Best thing Richard Dawson ever did, though.
Oh, it was fantastic having Richard Dawson in that. Like that was
It
the
was
perfect
great.
fucking role, man. I loved it. Loved it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So how much did it veer off from the story? Like,
A bunch.
yeah.
Well, think of it.
But the movie was good. So I mean,
Yeah.
if the book was good and the movie was good, you could stick to the book and make a good movie.
Fantastic
Yeah.
movie, and Edgar Wright's very excited about creating it. So I'm excited for that too.
Sweet. And I like Glenn Powell. He's a good actor.
Yeah. According to the direct.com, Chucky season 4 has already been pitched to the studios.
Nice. The second half of season 3 has been good.
Yeah, I just
I saw
started.
something,
I just started
today
watching
where they
season
said-
1.
one of the
Yeah,
episodes.
all right, finally.
Is
Yeah,
it
Brad
not-
Dourif retired,
they
except
said
for
it
doing
was like
Chucky.
one of the goriest episodes ever, I guess.
Yeah, I just
recently.
saw a story about that. I forget where it was, but yeah, they showed a scene
Yeah.
of people covered in blood.
So it's on Shudder, but they don't have all the full seasons.
Well, it's originally on not AMC, USA, or there's 2 channels it's on, USA and something else at the same time.
I'm
like
watching
live.
it
I might have it on my list on TV, so you can watch it on regular TV.
Yeah, but the
might
first
have
2, I think the first 2 seasons are on
And
Shudder.
that's where I'm watching it because I don't have the Sci-Fi Network for USA.
Yeah, that's it. Sci-Fi, USA, and
So
Sci-Fi.
I might have that scheduled.
Dude.
I'll have to look in my regular TV, but I do have Shudder too. But
So remember I was telling you Devin Sawa's in like each season, but he plays somebody different.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
2 different people in this season. He's playing 2 different people.
I
was like, oh, that's awesome.
I also saw an interview with Devin Sawa saying he'd like to see a crossover between Chucky and Idle Hands.
That'd be interesting. That'd be interesting for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you started watching it, Craig. You got to get on it too.
Yeah.
all right.
While he admitted there's very little about season 4, Mancini confirmed that it's already been pitched to the network, Sci-Fi/USA Network. There's very little that I can say to that, but I can tell you the idea for season 4. I'm really excited about it. I pitched it to the networks. My fingers are crossed. It's something I really would like to do. He says it's going to be a massive left turn from the story that's been told so far.
Well, and it's interesting because they also said that they're working on a new Child's Play movie. So I wonder if they're going to like have them kind
all
of
together, maybe.
Yeah. Sweet.
According to Damian Leone on his Instagram, Terrifier 3 has wrapped production.
Sweet. Can't wait. Although I saw it's getting released October 25th, and I think that's like a day after we leave your place.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I was like, son of a bitch.
Yeah. Damian Leone wrote on Instagram, and that's a wrap on Terrifier 3. This was easily the most challenging film of my career, and an emotional roller coaster, to say the least. Luckily, I was surrounded by the greatest cast and crew, kept me motivated, enthusiastic throughout. I may be the creator of Terrifier, but it takes an army of passionate artists to make the film, and I was fortunate enough to surround myself with some of the most talented individuals in the business. I'm so proud of everyone involved. I can't wait to see you, have you all see the magic and mayhem that we've created. If you thought Terrifier 2 was insane, we've reached a whole new level of horror madness in the 3rd film. It is going to blow you away. Get ready for continuation of the mega slasher.
Nice. Hopefully they just cut it down a little bit in size, though, like a little bit more editing. Because even though I liked the last one, it was a bit long.
little more of a story to it, also.
Yeah, story would help.
For those of you who haven't seen it, Immaculate is now available for digital purchase and rental. Go to Amazon.com and get it now. Rent it. Watch it.
I did this weekend, man. I really enjoyed it. It was a great film.
Sydney Sweeney, Chris?
Yep.
Boobies.
For sure.
Boobies.
Not full on, but wet
t-shirt boobies. Good enough.
Yeah, it was great. It was a great film. I was impressed.
According to Collider, the director of The Omen is looking to make director of the first Omen is already looking to make a sequel.
Really?
Yes.
Will they call it The Omen?
He says he wants to focus on the Jackal. He says, I think the next story should pertain to the Jackal and how the Jackal is still a huge mystery in understanding where it came from, how they were able to capture it and utilize it. And it gave a lot of theories about it, but I think that would be a very interesting thing to explore in the next film. The Jackal in the Omens film symbolizes a connection between the human world and demonic forces and emphasizes the Antichrist's birth as pure evil. The first Omen adds new layers to the Jackal mythology, revealing Sister Margaret's terrifying connection to the dark entity. Director Arkasha Stevens hopes to explore the Jackal's origins in a potential sequel, unraveling the mystery behind the involvement of the satanic rituals. Yeah, because remember the first Omen, they dug up the grave of the mother or the father, and it was a jackal.
Yeah, so I guess we'll that'd be actually pretty cool. Good avenue to explore.
The Hounds of Hell. I'm gonna go watch it tomorrow night.
Yeah.
See how it is. Marvel is releasing Aliens vs. Avengers comic this summer. the great thing about it, though, is everyone knows Jonathan Hickman. Fantastic.
That's an easy
writer.
win, though, for the
Oh, yeah.
Avengers, right?
What's this? The xenomorphs, right?
Yeah,
Like
xenomorphs.
you're
but
talking
that's
that
an
kind of
easy
alien.
That's an easy win.
Well,
for the
because remember,
Avengers
last year they did Wolverine versus Predator. Now
Oh,
that
yeah.
Fox is owned by by Disney, which also owns Marvel, they got access to all these properties. So last year they did the Alien Predator versus Wolverine, which, by the way, was fucking bloody and gory. It was awesome.
Yeah, I remember you sending me a couple of like pictures
Fucking
of it.
amazing artwork and just a great story altogether. And now they're saying that they're taking that Fox property of the aliens and mashing that together with the Avengers. And they got Jonathan Hickman on it, which, by the way, for those of you that aren't familiar with Jonathan Hickman, but you've heard of the Krakoa Age, that's Jonathan Hickman's writing. He did the whole House of X story.
Oh, that was him.
Yeah. And that was the prime writing for the Krakoan Age.
It was really good. So just like, is it going to be the Avengers that everyone like non-comic book people know? Because I know there was several iterations of the Avengers.
Doesn't
is it going
really
to be?
say. So according to Jonathan Hickman, he says it's just atmospherically a well-designed everything. It has always gotten my creative juices flowing, and I can't wait for the new crossover. The first issue of Aliens vs. Avengers will hit stores July 24th, just ahead of the August 16th theatrical release of Alien Romulus.
Oh, cool.
Probably one of the coolest things about the project is how we found a really fun way to Avengerize aliens and alien up the Avengers, says Jonathan Hickman. I think fans will be surprised at how elegantly some of those things fit together. It really turned out to be a chocolate and peanut butter situation.
that's a great analogy. You're thinking to aliens and chocolate and peanut butter.
Yeah, so I'm excited for that because I think the team that wrote the Predator versus Wolverine was fucking amazing. So now Aliens versus Avengers and have that come out right before the Romulus film. Nice tie-in.
It's a good idea. It's good thinking there, Marvel.
New trailer for the film The Watchers. The Watchers is the first film directed by Ishana Knight, Shayamalan, which is M. Night Shyamalan's daughter.
Oh, really?
Cool. It stars Dakota Fanning, and the full trailer shows. They had a teaser a couple weeks ago, but now the full trailer really looks pretty awesome. It's set to release June 14th theatrically, courtesy of Warner Brothers and New Line Cinema. M. Night Shyamalan's daughter has made her featured directorial debut and is produced by her father. The Watchers.
They'll probably go to Max too.
Probably.
Yeah, I would think so.
Al Pacino and Dan Stevens in an exorcism horror called The Ritual. Exclusive story in Variety magazine says Al Pacino and Dan Stevens will play a troubled priest in an exorcism horror called The Ritual. XYZ Films has acquired worldwide rights to the feature and plans to release it theatrically in 2025. Arrange international distribution for the upcoming Cannes Film Festival. Based on a true story, The Ritual follows two priests, one questioning his faith, played by Stevens, and one reckoning with a troubled past, played by Al Pacino, who must put aside their differences to save a possessed young woman through a difficult and dangerous series of exorcisms. In the film, an authentic portrayal of Emma Schmidt, an American woman whose demonic possession accumulated in a harrowing exorcism. Her case remains one of the most thoroughly documented exorcisms in American history.
That sounds pretty good.
Yep. And a new teaser trailer for Long Legs was released 2 hours ago.
Oh, I have to check it out.
It comes out.
Is it better than the first one?
Yeah, dude, this one gave me fucking goosebumps.
Yeah, this one looked good. This one.
The first one, I was like, what am I watching?
Comes out July 12th. So this one, at the bottom, it says, first, it was many voices. Then they couldn't be understood. But then they started to settle. And then you could just hear, like, I don't know, it's fucking eerie. It gave me goosebumps when you heard the voices in the film. I was like, what the fuck?
Sweet.
So I'm excited for that.
I'll check it out after the show.
All right. That is it for the news.
That's it, huh? You know, speaking of The Exorcist, I think I swear I just read that Russell Crowe's going to be in a new exorcism movie. I think it's called The Exorcism,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
But I don't think it's any tied at all with the previous one
they
he was
didn't
just
have
in.
a lot of details in it, so I didn't really publish that story. I imagine next month there'll be more details, and then I'll have a better story.
Yeah, I didn't see a lot either, but I thought it was weird. I'm like, he's going to be in a movie called The Exorcism,
Yeah.
and he was just in an exorcism movie, but
The
they're
Pope's
not.
Exorcist.
They're not.
Yeah.
Yeah. And at first I saw it, I was like, oh, are they doing a sequel? But it doesn't seem to be that way.
It's funny
so
how, more and more I begin to realize how much current society and what's going on in society affects how films are being produced. Because this
Right.
big push for religious society, we get tons of exorcism fucking movies. This big push to take away a woman's rights based on religious beliefs. And we
Immaculate.
get Immaculate, and we get The First Omen, which are all about woman's autonomy, bodily autonomy, and the horror of losing your bodily autonomy. Just very interesting times that we're living in right now.
Yeah, it's funny because they always say that art mimics reality,
Yeah.
and you can go through certain time periods and what the novels were about, or what the paintings were like, or the plays were like, or even
Yep.
movies, and it reflects what's happening like in that time
Yeah.
period. So that is pretty cool.
Chance,
So
Chance Perdomo passed away too. The kid from Sabrina.
Oh shit.
And Gen V, he was the male witch in Sabrina, the cousin, I think he was.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did it say how he died?
No, it was only like 27.
I like that dude.
He was only,
Yeah,
he was only 27. He was in Gen V too, if you guys watch that.
Yeah.
He was like the best friend.
Ah, that's a bummer.
Yeah, I know.
I like that dude.
But yeah, I know. That's why I wanted to share it. It was sort of, it's good news.
I'll pour out a little bit for him later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Next we got 5 great horror flicks on a streaming service. Chris.
Okay, so I picked Tubi. I know that you, Sal, you don't do Tubi
Because of
anymore.
Fox.
But
I
Fox owned.
asked Tubi myself.
okay, well then it's good that I'm doing this because at least I still watch. It's got a lot of good shit.
Well, I've
I
heard there's a
understand.
really great new horror film on there, which hopefully that's on your list. Hopefully you watch it.
Yeah,
It
there
is
is
on my
some
list.
exclusives on there.
But I refuse.
I didn't watch
Sorry,
the-
I refuse.
I didn't watch the new one yet. I just saw that it was dropped, and I plan on watching it this
Nice.
weekend.
Yeah.
So there's actually a lot of really good horror on there right now. So I'm going to give you 5 that are just movies that I like, but they got a really good collection right now. So, in no particular order, Terrifier 2 is on there. It's funny because we just got done talking about Terrifier. Great movie. Devil's Rejects. Love that movie. Like that's a great Rob Zombie trilogy. And actually, it's probably my favorite of the 3.
Really?
Yeah. Piranha 3D. This has made a lot of my lists, and I figured I could throw it in on another one because I love that movie. And actually, Piranha Double D is on there too.
Yeah, the
so,
3 Double D is my favorite.
yeah, those are just great movies. Also, I Spit on Your Grave. They have the original version, which is the good
Yep.
version, and the new version. I am recommending you go check out the original version of I Spit on Your Grave. If you haven't seen it yet, it's a great grindhouse 70s like just
Exploitation film.
it's brutal. It's a brutal movie.
Yep.
And the last one is another one that, as a kid, I watched this movie a bunch of times, and it's got a special place in my heart. Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, like I said, there's a lot of good stuff on Tubi right now. If you have Tubi, if you don't have Tubi and don't have any problems with Tubi, go get Tubi and check these movies out.
It's free.
But if you think Fox News is a piece of fucking shit, then stay away from Tubi.
I do, but I fucking like.
Are you drinking whiskey, Chris?
Yes,
what
I
are you
am.
drinking there?
Yeah, you usually
Happy Van Winkle?
No, it's Redbreast.
You usually have a IPA in hand. That's why.
Yeah, it was a shitty day at work today, so I'm.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's a little Redbreast.
Very good. Okay, fantastic. Let us
Yes.
let
Yes.
us do our top 5 list. The top 5 list this month is top 5 A24 horror films.
Tough.
There's a lot.
Tough.
There's a lot.
Tough.
A24 makes a lot of great films. They make a lot of great horror films. And
Yeah.
there's so many good
There's
ones.
too many good ones.
It's
but-
very difficult to
yeah.
choose. Just 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have a feeling we'll have some of the same ones on our
I
top
don't
5.
think so.
They may not be. They may not be the same top 5.
All right.
Maybe
This
not.
month it is Chris Craig, Sal, go for it, Chris.
Okay, this is a good one, and it's probably the first A24 movie that I knew I was watching before I knew A24 was a good horror movie house. Was The Witch. I think we saw that one together at the theater, right?
Yep. We did.
Great flick. My number 4 was on my list for last year. Talk to Me. That's a good A24 flick.
Yep.
Creepy thing with a weird hand. My number 3 is Pearl. Another great movie, and another great Ty West movie. And then my number 2 is X, the middle movie of the trilogy. We saw that one first, and I think I like the 70s vibe just a bit better than the 1920s vibe from Pearl.
I agree.
Probably just because I know a lot more about the 70s. And my number 1 is Hereditary. That movie just blew my mind when we saw it the first time, and every time I watch it, there's just those scenes that just still give me chills.
Yep.
A couple honorable mentions. I'll just go through them real quick. Saint Maud, great flick.
Yep.
Green Room, also a great flick, and Midsommar, which is great, but it's rough. It's a rough movie. And that's it. Those are my 24s. There was a lot more, but
yeah.
Yep.
All right. Number 5 for me was Tusk.
That's a good one.
Did you watch that one, Chris? I know at some point you didn't.
Yeah.
It's a
Justin Long, right? It's Kevin Smith too, isn't
Kevin
it?
Smith.
Kevin Smith with Justin Long
and Johnny Depp with a dick-shaped nose. Yes.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Yep. I went with these for just I don't know. They're all really good movies, but I don't know. I don't know.
They don't have to,
my rhyme or reason, but
just roll them out, man. A24's got a lot of good flicks. It's hard to narrow it down.
Number 4, I went with The Witch. Number 3 was Talk to Me.
Mm-hmm.
That one was good.
Yeah.
I think the last really, really good one that I watched from them.
Yeah.
Number 2, I had Pearl. And number 1, X. Same reason, Chris, that just, it was a little grungier.
Yeah. That 70s vibe was
and
nice.
It was a little, Pearl it was messed up, but it wasn't like X was more of a horror, you know what I mean? Like all the killing.
Yeah, they were different subgenres.
Yeah, different subgenres of horror. Correct.
Yep. Yeah. Honorable mentions, just everything else. Like I said.
Everything. Nice.
Yeah, no, I do. Like I said, I had a hard time pulling.
All right. I'm ready for my top 5. Very good, you guys. And we got a lot of the same things. So my number 5 is X. Yes, I like the 70s vibe, but it wasn't the best of those two, I don't think, in my opinion.
Oh, hey.
Number 4.
Slight differences.
My number 4 is Hereditary, because that one still was very impactful to me. It was shocking.
Yeah. The most shocking scene ever, probably, right?
My number 3 is Under the Skin, which I'm surprised neither of you guys selected that one.
Yeah, no, I
haven't watched that one yet. Craig's watched it. I haven't watched that one yet.
No, it's
I know you've recommended it.
One of the best things about that film, once I found out about it, and it made me go back and watch it again, was there's scenes in it where Scarlett Johansson is this alien who's killing people and pretends to be a prostitute, and she goes onto the streets of London and just randomly talks to hitchhikers or tries to hitchhike a ride. All of those people were not actors. They were real random people on the street that the film crew and her pulled up to and acted like.
No, wasn't there that one dude? He looked just like deformed. He wasn't a real person, was he?
Yeah, dude. All the people that she pulled over. Yeah,
I'm gonna have to check it out.
Number 2, Pearl. I like Pearl better because to me, it was more unsettling. Like,
yeah, no, I agree.
And it really got to me in ways that like I couldn't let it go.
I don't fault you for it. Like it's a razor thin difference for me, and there's just something about that like 70s grimy slasher that tweaked me just a bit more than the Wizard of Oz, like Technicolor. Like they were both great
films,
movies.
yeah.
It's razor thin for me. Razor
I can't
thin.
wait for MaXXXine. Damn it.
Oh, I know.
All right. And my number one, which is the most recent one, Talk to Me, because that one really stuck in my craw for days, man. I couldn't stop fucking thinking about it. I even had a nightmare about it the first night.
Yeah, like it like at first you're just expecting a horror and you think, like it's going to be like a demon or, like something like that. And then it's like just dead people on the other side trying to connect with the living.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, it sits different with you. But it
does.
Yeah.
And then I got 3 honorable mentions. My number 1 is Tusk, of course, because what a fucking bizarre film, and Johnny Depp being in there, and the story that Kevin Smith behind that. Like, I don't know if you ever heard the story. Kevin Smith, his daughter goes to school with Johnny Depp's daughter, and one day they were at like a PTA event, and he just nodded at him and he said hello. They said hello to each other, and then he just said to Johnny Depp, "Man, one day I would really like to work with you." And Johnny goes, "Hit me up. I know you write shit. I know you make shit. Hit me up." And then one day he just texted him out of nowhere, "Hey, I got this film about a guy getting turned into." And then when he showed him, he gave him a copy of the script. Johnny Depp was like, "What the fuck?" He goes, "I'll be in it, but I want to be the fucking inspector, and I want to wear a nose shaped like a dick." And then Kevin Smith was like, "Okay, if you're gonna be in my film, okay, I'll do whatever you want."
That's great.
So that was fucking great. And then my number 2 is A Hole in the Ground, which we reviewed a while back ago. Great film.
That was a good one too.
And then my number 3, The Witch, which to me it's a very different horror film than all the rest.
Yeah.
I love it. I have a giant poster of it from one of my favorite artists. I got the 4K edition of the video. I love that film, but to me, it's a very different horror film than the rest.
It's a period piece, yeah.
So it's a great film. It's just it doesn't rank up there with the rest.
It's one of the slow burniest of the slow burn films.
Right. All right, awesome, fantastic list. We had a lot of overlaps again, of course, which I figured because we all love A24 films.
Yeah.
Some of our most top-rated films are A24 films.
Yep.
And we don't get paid by them anything.
Not at all.
And you talked about a little bit too, but the XYZ, they make some good ones too.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
All right. Fantastic. Now we get to the film review this month. The film review this month is Late Night with the Devil 2024. This has an 81% audience score and a 97% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes. It's an hour and 31 minutes. This is a little brief information about the film. Synopsis: Johnny Carson rival Jack Delroy hosts a syndicated talk show, Night Owls, that has long been a trusted companion of insomniacs around the country. However, ratings for the show have plummeted since the tragic death of Jack's beloved wife. Despite desperate to turn his fortunes around, on October 31st, 1977, Jack plans a Halloween special like no other, unaware that he is about to unleash evil into the living rooms of America. Directed by Cameron Cairns, screenwriter Colin and Cameron Cairns. It's distributed by IFC Films, produced by Future Pictures and Spooky Pictures. It's got an R rating for some gore, language, sexual reference, violent content. It is a horror mystery thriller, primarily in English. It was released in theaters on March 22nd and streaming on Shudder April 19th. It grossed $11.1 million in the box office for a budget of $1.1 million.
Oh, it's pretty darn
I
good.
thought it was a pretty small budget, if I remember correctly.
Just some interesting facts about it. So, Late Night with the Devil was shot in Melbourne, Australia. Wasn't aware of that. The film utilizes primarily practical effects, including puppetry and tons of practical makeup.
Apparently, there was a tiny bit of AI in there as well.
Well, the one thing that it got abused about was AI art. So the director said that there are 3 images that are AI generated, which are those, we'll be back shortly or whatever, in between the commercials for the show.
Oh, yeah.
All 3 of those images were AI generated. This was before the big controversy. They asked for the audience's forgiveness and please don't bash the movie. So I will say that even though it is 97% by critics, that 81% is because of a number of people that have poo-pooed it because of the AI generated images. I'm sure without that controversy, this would be 99% fresh, baby.
Sure.
Yeah, you could tell it was all it was all practical effect. Well, except for the I don't think the end scene. There was the one part I don't think that was.
Yeah, when the
digital.
Yeah.
I will say this.
Yeah.
The thematically, this 70s type film, fucking great.
Oh, loved it.
Fucking great.
Yeah, very nostalgic.
Highly stylized film that really made me feel 70s. It was pretty fucking amazing.
Well, yeah, and then like the slight graininess to the film that made you feel like you were watching a 70s TV show.
Well, even the squashed. I don't know if you guys noticed too, but it was squashed the whole movie except when the end. It went back to the widescreen again. I was like,
it was
whoa,
it was 4:3 for television. Yeah.
Well, and that's the one thing that I think probably bring up later when we get further into the discussion, that like end scene where it went from like the TV looking thing to the big screen.
Yeah, but because they were done with the TV part of it, I guess, right? But
let's not spoil anything. So let's take a moment. Let's take a moment here.
That's why I said I'll wait till we get further along to bring that back up.
To say these couple of things. The primary actor, what's his name?
David Dalsmoshin.
David Dalsmoshin.
Doesn't he host the Chainsaw Awards?
Yeah, but the thing about it is, this guy has been in so many horror films that he is proving again and again his horror chops and his ability to act in fucking different roles. The guy is fucking great.
He's been in some good comedy too.
From Ant-Man to fucking
he was in the League.
He was in the Last Voyage of the Demeter. He's been in a lot of great films, and the guy is just proven himself as a really great actor. And I loved his portrayal of that character.
I thought he was great.
His ability to act like a late night talk show person is fucking fantastic.
From the 70s.
Totally spot on. Like the role was amazing.
I wonder what he used for his inspiration for that role. Like if he watched some old like 70s Johnny Carson.
It had to be like Johnny Carson or that. What was that one guy?
Dick Cavett.
Dick Cavett, or who was that other guy? He smoked all the time and had like the gray hair and was like really rambunctious. I can't remember his name. He was like on Channel 9 when I was a kid. Anyway, but fucking just fantastic. So let's pause right there and say, look, great film. Go watch it. If you have Shudder, this is your opportunity to watch it. Watch it on Shudder. It is an amazing film. You will not be disappointed. If you're a horror fan, you're going to love this film. Okay, now into the spoilery stuff. So go watch the film, come back, listen to our review, and then call us, text us, email us, comment on our YouTube videos. Tell us that we're idiots, that this movie was horrible, or that you loved it and you agreed 100%. But we want your feedback. All right. Now, let's talk about the film.
That girl was creepy. She played a good creepy, like, possessed chick. Like,
dude, especially the way, like, in the beginning, she just stares at every camera.
Yeah. She reminded me of, like, Jan Brady. Like, because the girl who played Jan Brady sometimes, like, was just, like, not acting good, but had a character, and this girl, like every time I looked at her, I thought of Jan Brady.
The thing that got to me a little bit though, and I was kind of wondering about it. In fact, I like this movie so much, I watch it a second time. And one of the things about it that kept throwing me off is, was she staring at the camera because she was naive and was like, "Oh, I'm on TV, let me stare at the camera so everyone sees me," or is there something more devious that like the demon was?
Like Mr. Wriggles was there the whole time.
That's what I kept thinking because of the way she was acting.
Yeah.
Like the whole time she was possessed.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe Mr. Wriggles was putting on an act. Like he was putting on a show, just like
he definitely was, because she would refer to Jack. She goes, "Remember Jack," and that's Mr. Wriggles talking. That's not the girl talking, right?
Because somehow Mr. Wriggles is leaking into her brain for certain things.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there was like the shit that happened to the psychic guy, or the
Christo?
Yeah,
The
like
medium. Yeah.
so how did that happen? You
That's
know,
totally
like
70s too, that name, isn't it? Like
Christo.
Christo. It's like,
Christo the mind reader.
yeah.
Yeah, the scene where he
Yeah, I mean,
falls,
there was
where he's
just
on the
other
ground, his
that happened.
eyeballs roll up through his fucking head. I was like, whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah, that was good.
Dude, the blood, the vomit scene was awesome. You could tell like that was like totally like practical like effects. Like
insane.
it looked like it was shooting from the side of his face, but it was this black goopy like.
It was great. It was great. And the thing is, like the film had this slow, steady build, and it wasn't like one of those slow burns. It was interesting steps to build, but like it was just slowly building to this end point. That was
because they had each guest, right? And each guest sort of kept you compelled.
Well, they would fill you in a little bit,
good,
like
right?
what went on with his wife. They give you a little bit of the backstory. She had cancer. She was on the show, and then she died. You know, you get all those little backfill things. It was pretty great.
Yeah, I think one of the there's a lot I liked about the movie, but I think the thing that got me then was because they started the movie and said they give you the background. They said what you're about to see is it wasn't found footage, but whatever, So the rest of the movie you're watching this as it's going real time and happening, and then they show you after that what like really took place. But I was like, well, I thought this movie was set up to be a TV show, and personally, I thought just stopping it and letting people figure out what the fuck happened at the end would have been better than giving us that last 5 minutes where they
full screen and
brought everything in
as what actually happened.
And I'm like, well, I bought it into this movie being a TV show, kind of found footage, and then you just went from that directly into showing what happened. And there was a lot about the movie I liked. There really was. Like, but that, like, at the end of it, I was like, well, so was I not watching a TV show? Like,
yeah, I know that, but that's the way I saw it, is that you're watching a TV show, but then just for the thrills of the movie, they cut to the actual end of what happened.
Well, it was a lot of in and out of reality and not reality, right? They just kept doing that throughout the whole movie. You were just in and out of.
Well, they told you there was behind the scenes footage too, so you weren't just getting the broadcast; you were getting the behind the scenes stuff. So I bought into that, and it was just, I don't know, like I think I just was so into the '70s vibe and the TV show that when it just all of a sudden just switched to, hey, this is what was going on
you out of it
for real. Yeah. I was like, oh, wait, yeah.
And don't forget, you also had the black and white. So let's make Sal. Maybe it's a good idea.
The black and white, right? The black and white was the behind the scenes footage.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So
yeah. I there was a lot about the movie I liked. I thought, like I said, the practical effects were great. The story was great.
The story was so good that I got lost and I got caught up in it and didn't even realize that I'm supposed to be watching a behind the scenes thing. Because to me, I got so focused and absorbed into it that I just wanted to see what the fuck is going to happen next, right?
I really liked the movie. I think what happened to me was I was so looking forward to this movie, and then I watched Immaculate like 2 days prior to it, and then I watched this.
And the comparison
and
is, it's a $1.1 million movie versus a $30 million movie.
Well, yeah, I get that, but that was I think that's what hurt me. If I would have like not watched Immaculate and watched this, like I maybe would. Like, I liked it. I really liked it a lot. But when you see a really good movie and then a very good movie right next to each other,
I feel you.
I liked it. I liked the movie.
Like all the scenes, all the build up, the skeptic that was there, who was like, he's kind of like the Penn and Teller type character that's like, I know all the tricks and I can show them to you and all that. And when he does the hypnotizing thing with the worms, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then awesome. They play it back, and it's like none of that actually happened. That was everyone, including us, getting hypnotized by him and seeing that happen, but that's not the truth. And then when
I thought that was great
when they use that same logic with the possession, and it's like, wait a minute, all that shit really did fucking happen. That was fucking great.
And that's when everything just fucking goes bonkers. That girl's head splits open, and
the fucking check burns into flames. the fucking guy turns into cinders. He just burns. Like, that was fucking great.
That was awesome. Yeah, like I did like the movie.
Yeah. Now, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. The other guy I liked was the sidekick guy. Like I think he
Gus
was
or
supposed.
whatever his name.
Yeah,
Gus.
yeah, I think it was Gus. Gus, I thought was great too. Like his role was.
The Christian that didn't want the demon play on television. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I will say this. Like, I was very surprised that they left it in theaters as long as they did, and I understand why, because people kept trickling in. Word of mouth kept driving more and more butts
Yeah.
to the seats, which was fucking great to see that. And a just over $1 million budget, and you get 11 million out of it. Jeez, that is fucking great.
Yeah.
I mean, and then on top of that, the number of people that want to see it on streaming, and it's only available on Shudder right now. It's a Shudder exclusive. That's going to drive people to try Shudder, which is going to be great too. And right now is a great time to try Shudder because there's a lot of great films up there. So this is like the anchor for people. Like, I heard this movie's great. I didn't get to see it in the theaters. Bam, Shudder. There we go. Fantastic film. Really, just like,
yeah.
I was so surprised at how good it was. Like, I heard everyone talking about it. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see the premiere. I didn't get to. They did have a sneak preview at the theater up in Hollywood, but I wasn't available that day, so I was like, "Fuck!" I would really like to see it ahead of time. But everyone kept saying how great it was. I'm like, I can't wait to fucking see it. And then that means, the day that it came out on the 19th, I'm like, bam, I'm watching it tonight. Even my daughter was like, you're watching it now? I'm like, yeah, it came out today. I'm watching it today. I've been dying to see it.
I actually almost did. It was the night that I watched Immaculate. It was between the two, and I'm like, I'm gonna put off watching this for.
So you rented Immaculate?
I did.
What a fucking film that was.
Back to. So let me just qualify my previous statement that I could see myself every Halloween popping this on. Because it's a Halloween show, and it's good enough that like to rewatch on Halloween, I would do that.
Yes.
It'll probably make my October rotation.
Yeah, I think I agree. In fact, what I've been looking for is to see if Shudder, if they're gonna push this to Blu-ray. I would like to have a copy of it because what a good film. I'd like to add it to my collection to watch every Halloween for sure. Again, the acting in it was superb. The psychologist that was in charge of the girl who did the hypnotism, that actress, she was fantastic. The skeptic guy was fucking fantastic too. The sidekick for the talk show, Gus was fucking great. The crappy ass fucking manager, the talent manager for the show host who was smoking cigarettes.
Oh yeah, guys smoking backstage,
chain smoking, being a dick.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah. But I also forgot that as we're talking about all the characters, I forgot I wanted to mention the skeleton dude. What was up with that guy? Like, he definitely was he like a plant for the cult?
He might have been like,
that's what my thought was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he gave off of, he didn't say shit the whole time, but like every time they show him, he just like.
Yeah, he might have been like I said. One of the cult members of the group.
That was my thought. But then the other thing too is when they brought out the dagger and stuff, there were a couple scenes when the host, Jack Delroy, had the dagger in his hand. And I kept thinking, he's like, something's gonna happen. He's gonna wind up fucking stabbing somebody with that thing, because it's like you're holding on to like a sacred dagger from some occult. You got one of the children, and that's the thing. The cult raise these children to become gateways for demons and sacrifice them.
Yeah.
And that's why she was a little socially awkward too, right? Like when you said she's just like looking around and like, wow, this is like funky.
But all I'm thinking is like her destiny is to be sacrificed for this demon. And Jack Delroy's got a fucking sacrificial dagger in his hand. And I'm just sitting on the couch going, oh, what the fuck is going to happen?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Well, and that's another reason I think that they knew Jack, is because she was probably at that, they never said that
cult
he was
they had in the woods.
Well,
they made the demon called him out on that.
She probably got saved. Yeah, she probably got saved from the cult that Jack was a member of too, right?
And that's why when the demon said to Jack, "You remember me? We've met before."
Yeah.
In the trees, and that's where that those wealthy dudes met, that they said was like some sort of weird cult, but it's just a men's club. It's just a men's club. But then they showed him with them like weird ass barn owl masks on and like doing all kinds of crazy shit in the woods.
That, okay, the reason why Jack had a career at all is because he made a sacrifice bargain that claimed the life of his
With
wife.
his wife.
And I'm like, what the
Yeah.
fuck, man? What a fucking twist.
Yep.
That was fucking
Yeah.
just a great. Whoever wrote that shit, those guys, the two guys that wrote that, fucking brilliant.
I think those dudes wrote something else too, but I can't remember what. I remember seeing their names on like a lesser known horror or something like that. I think this is like their second
Let
film,
me see.
maybe.
I'm gonna check it out because I'm gonna look it up right now.
I swear that I read that. I remember certain things, but not most of it. You know, like I remember like seeing something, but I can't remember like details much anymore. Getting
Yeah,
old.
they did a couple apparently.
Like-
Late Night with the Devil, Scare Campaign, and 100 Bloody Acres.
Yeah, like I said, I knew they did like at least one other one. They weren't ones I'd heard of, but so this is probably their first like this is like their breakthrough film.
Wow, he was the editor of Richie Blackmore's Night in Paris Moon, Blackmore's Night, Paris Moon, Late Night with the Devil. They did a TV special called The Wheelhouse. Yeah, all right. So they're not brand new to all this stuff.
No, but this is probably like their breakthrough.
Yeah. Wow, pretty amazing. Very good. I'll
for
tell
them.
you. Just given the writing and the directing of this, that I wouldn't be surprised that they get a deal for another picture or two out of this.
Sure.
Especially just looking at the numbers, you know, cranking out that kind of profit on a low budget.
And I think they did a nice job marketing too. Remember, they said they did $666,000 or something like that.
Yeah. Well, the first night's opening was $666,000 was the opening weekend. Yeah. And I think that might have driven people to go see it too, because like, what the fuck?
You don't think that was a marketing ploy?
I think it was legit because I don't know if you watched the video of the guys from the news that were broadcasting it.
Yeah, it was like on like CNBC or something like that. Like they were reporting.
And that's the thing is Box Office Mojo, the same thing. You go to the website, you look at that opening weekend, $666,000. I'm like, that is fucking bonkers.
That's kind of funky. Yeah. See, I thought that was totally a marketing ploy.
You would think so, right?
Sheer coincidence that just was in their favor.
Or it was the power of Satan.
Yeah.
What was the name of that demon? I can't remember the demon's name.
I keep wanting to say
it was Ox.
I want to say Abaddon, but that's from fucking.
No, Abaddon is from fucking Onyx to the Fortuitous. I don't know.
Yeah. But it was like
Axable or something.
Because it said abracadabra is like
what
his. So abracots or abracax or some crap like that.
Yeah, I want to say like Axable.
Not Abaddon.
No, I was like, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, Mr. Wriggles. Let's see what's Mr. Wriggles' real name.
That was a great
Mr.
name for
Wriggles.
a demon.
Well, what was the name from The Exorcist? It was he had a name too. It was like Mr. Fuck, I don't remember. Yeah. Let's see. What is the name of the demon? I'm trying to figure it out.
My next cat, I think I'm going to name Mr. Wriggles.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Damn it, I can't find the demon name. That's fucking wild.
Abraxas, I think it was. Like,
yeah, it's like it's something like Abraxas. Yeah, Abraxas. There it is. Abraxas. Abraxas. And Abraxas is a real demon in the demonology books. It says that, and it's the origin of abracadabra. There you go. So.
But she says she thought it might not even be him. It might be like a lesser demon.
Well, and that's the thing about
tags
that
around.
They say about demonology is when you try to summon demons, you often get lesser demons, and they'll pretend to be the other demons, and all that other.
Abraxas is like one of the high level ones too, right?
That's just funny shit that you get lower level demons trying to like show that they can do the job of a big demon. Like, hey, I'm him. I'm him.
Look at
the fuck. You don't believe me? I'll eat your children. That's funny shit.
What was the? I'm trying to look up the demon name for The Exorcist. So the demon name was Pazuzu, but she said that Reagan called him. Where the hell is it?
Is it Mr. Smiley? No, that's not
what
it.
the hell is it?
I don't know.
Yeah, Pazuzu, like you said, Pazuzu was the real name.
Yeah, but I can't
right?
remember what she called it. It was like Mr. Giggles or something fucking retarded like that. Yeah, I can't find it. I'm just creating a bunch of empty space on our call, using up time for no reason while I'm trying to find the name of this, but I don't remember. Anyway, yeah, that was.
Oh, I like how in this movie they mentioned the Warrens in that
Yeah.
the beginning part, because they were in front of like the Amityville house. I was like, oh, nice movie.
Yeah, well, it's a
pretty sweet.
tap into reality too, because the Warrens were real people too for that stuff, and they wanted to make this sound as legit to a real.
Yeah, they dropped their
That's why they
names,
even
right?
used Johnny Carson as his competition, because they were like, "This is a legit late night show," and I'm like, "Night Owls? I never heard of that one." But yeah. But anyway, so fantastic film. I watched it twice, once on Friday night, again on Saturday night, because I'm like, "God, what a great film!" And it will definitely be part of my Halloween collection moving forward. I'm gonna give it, honestly, 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. For a low budget film, it was really, really good. It's a shame that they had to taint it with AI for those pictures, but like it or not, fellas, I think AI is coming. It's gonna be here, and it's here whether we like it or not. I'm sorry.
Yep.
I'm gonna go 3.5. I like I said, I like the film. I'll watch it again.
There, though.
Yeah, because I was really enjoying that TV show
you made
vibe.
the mistake
and then,
of watching a $30 million film the night before. So
yeah,
I'll go 4.
Nice.
I'll go 4.
So let's give it a nice round 4 stars from the American Nightmare podcast. This is, again, one of our top-rated films. Check it out. Great fucking film. Loved it. Loved it. Loved it. Loved it. All right. Let's do some little house cleaning here. I'm going to thank everybody for listening to the American Nightmare podcast. We're doing this for our own pleasure. You just happen to be here listening in. Thank you for listening in. 73 shows. Hey, if you got any feedback, suggestions, we're running out of fucking top 5 lists. We have to come up with a new shindig, a new thing to do, because top 5 lists are going to burn out. But if you got some ideas, feedback at the-american-nightmare.com, or call us on our Google voicemail 1-562-247-5855 and leave us a message. Tell us the top 5 list we should do. Tell us a movie we should review. Tell us what you thought of some of our reviews. Tell us we're right. Tell us we're wrong. Tell us that Chris is an idiot. Whatever. Do whatever you want to do. But definitely call us. Definitely email us. And we will.
Please don't call me an idiot.
Please don't prank me on the phone line, please. You can send me hate mail if you want. I don't care. Send me hate mail. Tell me I'm an idiot. Tell me that I pick stupid movies. Tell me that the top 5 lists are dumb. Or just give us some suggestions. Thank you. Anyway, I guess that's it. We will. We'll have another episode for you next month. Thanks again.